how to apply gradients in Painter, as well as apply a few effects to create even more amazing designs. Now this one's a spiral design, just going over here to the gradients panel. You can find that in window and down to media panels and gradients. And you need the gradient tool as well. Here's the gradient, interactive gradient. Now if I apply it at the moment, you can see what happens. Just apply it like that. You can vary it, just change the position, origin point, as well as the length to create all kinds of different spirals. By default, this option is turned on, edit nodes. And if you apply it, it's an interactive feature, which means you end up with these stops and you can change the colours. Personally, I never use this. Generally, I've created the gradient, I then apply it, so I don't really need to access this. But you may wish to do that. But I find it easier to work with just turning this off because you have to commit it. So as soon as you've applied it, once you're happy with it, commit. And now apply it again, and the same thing. It will ask you to commit. You've also got options here. I'm just going to turn this off. Edit nodes. Personally, I prefer to work with it turned off. It makes it quicker. So I'm just going to go over here, linear, and apply it like that. And you can apply, obviously, create very, very sort of brief and release. If you just drag and release, you create these lines. Now you can vary this. You can go down here. You've got different directions and options here. But personally, I generally stick with this one, which I think is great. You can see there on this row here, the 5th item. Also, you've got radial. So you apply radial like that, or circular. And you can see you get these multiple circles. But I'm going to go with spiral. So just apply spiral, and you can apply it anywhere. But the great thing about this, and also because I've turned this edit nodes off, makes it very quick, you can go up here and you can use merge modes. Another option is just to use this as well. So you can go apply these. This is a great way of creating some very interesting designs. Express Paint. Most time I leave that off. But you can apply it and you see what happens. It just generates using this Express Paint. You can create all kinds of painted gradients very quickly using this. But I'm going to go over here and apply it without. So if you want to turn it off, make certain you just set it to none. You can see then you've got that line for it. Also, now what you can do is just apply the gradient again. And you can apply it anywhere. You can apply it over here, apply it there. You can also apply with different blend modes. So just go down here, you've got a range of them, normal, screen, but I'm going to go with difference. And you can apply it on top. And you can release, drag and release certain distances. Maybe make it very like that, and you can create that sort of design. Maybe stretch it out further from that central point, and you can make that. Or drag it out even further, and you can make that. But you can also drag from a different position. You don't have to use the center. And you can see you can create design like that just by using this difference blending mode or any of the other blend modes you've got available. And you can apply it multiple times. So you can create something like that very, very quickly. But once you've done that, what you can also do is you can apply effects to it. So you can go here, effects, and you can go down here to tonal. You can obviously modify the colors, but you can also go to surface control, maybe go for apply surface texture. My favorite, image luminance, and you can see the result of that. It creates this lovely three-dimensional effect, a sort of painted effect, very intense, and you see these lovely grooves as it goes around. And you can manipulate here the light control and just change it, make it darker. So you drag it close to the center to make it lighter. Position it there, and you can vary it obviously in all kinds of ways. You can also modify, and this is using image luminance. You can use paper, of course. It depends on the paper you've got selected. But this image luminance uses this image to create this effect. And you can also set inverted off, so you can see, make it the other way. And also you can modify the amount as well as picture, etc. But I'm going to cancel that because what I want to do is distort this design. So effects, focus and glass distortion. Now this is very similar to that one, the previous one. So glass distortion, by default it always goes to paper, which is always a pity. I always feel that it should go to the one you last used, which was image luminance. So image luminance, and that will modify that design. You've still got that base, that gradient, but now you can see now it's near enough like going through water. It's just absolutely beautiful. And you can change the softness. So if you can reduce that down, and you can see there, you can see the lines much more clearly, near enough big. And also you can combine, of course. You can combine this effect with the apply as well. You can apply afterwards. Let's just push the set there, softness. You can also modify the map. So vector displacement and also angle displacement. And you can use those to create some very unusual designs. But I'm just going to go with refraction for this tutorial. Also, you can modify good and fast. I'm going to go with good. It's not that slow. And also, you've got a mount, so you can push it up. You can really, really distort it to make it even look more like water distortion more than glass even. Just reduce that down. Also, this variance. So variance, you can reduce it down, amount, reduce, and you can see the result of that. So you can create some very extreme, there's no variance at all there, so you can push this up, and now you get more, like say, a water effect. So you just happy medium where you want to put it. Like that. Maybe change the softness. There's lots of combinations. Unfortunately, there's no way of storing presets. It'd be really nice if there was a feature like that in Painter. Once you've got this, once you're happy with your gradient effect, you can then click OK. And you can see that. Well, what you can do, again, effects, go to surface texture, you can go to apply surface texture. Again, it will go back. Oh, that one doesn't. It does this time, at least goes back to the one that I think it should. Image luminance. And you can see the result of that. Get this lovely oozy sort of paint effect as it goes around that spiral gradient. And that is a really powerful gradient effect. Very quick and easy done by that. So again, click there. Again, effects. You can always go to focus and glass distortion again. See, this one defaults back to paper. Very odd. So it's not exactly the same behaviour as the other one. Then go to image luminance. You might want to reduce the amount, but increase the variance. Push that up. And then click OK. And of course, after that, you can always go to the various options here of effects, tonal control, and maybe change brightness, contrast. It does seem to make it slightly darker. Just change that, contrast, and click OK. Hope you found this tutorial of interest. Any questions about Painter and the gradients, please let me know in the comments below. Always great to hear from you. Thank you much.